say liquid rather than water because I drank coffee this morning.
Can you just tell me why you're fasting in a nutshell?
Yes, it's in solidarity with workers in Colombia who were fired by GM because they were unable to continue working based on injuries that they received as a result of repetitive movement and heavy lifting and bad working conditions in the GM plant in Colombia. So 25 workers were fired rather than laid off or given workers' compensation and given medical support because they didn't want to pay them anymore because they couldn't work as a result of their injuries. So for a year, they have had a vigil outside of the U.S. Embassy, the United States Embassy in Colombia, asking that they be given some form of settlement for the injuries they received for working many years at this GM plant. And nothing has happened. So as of August 1st, I believe it was, they began a hunger strike. And since then, a number of these workers have actually sewn their lips closed and only have intravenous liquids going into their bodies, and they have vowed to die if they don't receive justice. And to me, nobody can say that this isn't a real issue when people are going to those lengths. So as much as we can here and as I can, I want to show solidarity with those workers and that we appreciate the sacrifice they're making because they're making it for all the workers. And the other thing is that GM was bailed out by the United States. Our country owns, I think, 36% of General Motors. So really what they're doing in Colombia directly is represented by our ownership in the company. And to me, that's absolutely immoral and unethical and unacceptable that we allow these injustices to occur in Colombia that has a huge history of workers' rights violations, assassinations of labor leaders, and yet we okayed a free trade agreement with Colombia recently based on their promise to fix these workers' rights and human rights violations, which they haven't done. It's very frustrating and people need to be up in arms about it. So that's why I'm here in a very short thing, that's all.
General Motors came out with a statement the day after the hunger strike started. Today, a rebuttal to that was released by 6 organizations, point-by-point rebuttal. The 6 include Latin American solidarity organizations and labor organizations, the United Steelworkers, Washington Office on Latin America, Latin American Working Group, Minnesota FL-CIO, am I missing? There are a couple more, 6 in total, who point by point refute the assertions by GM that they put the workers' health first in Colombia. These workers are now in the 15th day of their hunger strike. They've been occupying the curb outside the U.S. Embassy for 379 days at this point, continuously and peacefully. Today in Detroit, community and labor activists will take it to GM headquarters. At 4 p.m. there, so 1 p.m. our time, there will be a rally outside GM headquarters in Detroit, the Renaissance Center downtown Detroit. Jorge Pata, the president of these workers' association, was there himself with me in May. He's seen this place, he knows where this is. He told me yesterday their hopes rely upon what people do in the United States. They're depending on people here to make the case directly to General Motors and to the United States government that this injustice needs to be made right and it has to happen now. 2 of the workers on strike, hunger strike, are diabetic. People have passed out. People are suffering medical concerns increasingly as time goes by. People who know about Cameron here, you have some idea how hunger strike goes. Cameron's younger than these guys. Our climate right now is milder than Bogota. So they're under harsher conditions. They started off in worse health. It's going to get more serious more quickly in the case of these workers. So time is of the utmost importance. Anybody you know who has not yet signed one of the online petitions at change.org or Witness for Peace, Latin American Working Group, ask them to do that. Anyone who can make a phone call, talk to their elected officials, talk to General Motors, anything you can. Talk to the U.S. Ambassador in Colombia, if possible, email the Colombian government. We need to show the breadth of concern about this. We need to show it's not limited to 13 guys on the sidewalk outside the embassy in Colombia. What happens to them now is what could happen to us in the future. It's a globalized economy. What a global corporation gets away with in one place, we're going to see them do someplace else. So the choice is fight this now with them or experience it ourselves later on.
So one of the things that's going on is that General Motors is denying that these injuries are caused in the workplace. So if we could get everybody to gather up here, right around this skeleton, we'd like to do a quick chant, and then we'd like to turn it over to Bajo Salario for a song after that. GM denies it, but we don't buy it. Okay, so on 3. GM denies it, but we don't buy it.
GM denies it, but we don't buy it. GM denies it, but we don't buy it. GM denies it, but we don't buy it. GM denies it, but we don't buy it. GM denies it, but we don't buy it. GM denies it, but we don't buy it.
Right.